Here is Sunday by Sonic Youth. Really cool song. It's got a lot of fun parts, chill parts, interesting tuning. Pretty rad. So I'll just dive into it for you here. I'll kind of go back and forth between the guitars. There's two guitar parts throughout this. So each section I get into, I'll start with the first and then get into the second part, the second guitar for that same part. And we'll just kick right into this intro here. Pretty cool parts. Only time it happens in the song, the beginning here. And just to clarify right off the bat, this is drop D tuning. Okay. You're gonna take that E, drop it down a whole step. Get D. 90s grunge song. Come on. Okay, so just make sure you're in the drop tuning, and now we basically we start on the third fret of the now D string, low D. We're just gonna pick that 3 on the A, and then we do a 5 on the high D, back to the 3 on the A. And then we hit 4th fret on the A. So we just end on that curious note there. Okay, so give it a little tremolo. Alright, you're gonna want to repeat it twice. Okay, and we take exactly what we did there, and we just move it all up to the 6th fret and do the same thing. 6, 6, 8, back to 6, then to 7. Twice. Back to that 3, do that twice again. Then we finish it off by coming all the way up here to 8 and doing the same thing. Okay, so 8, 8, 10, 8, and then 9 on the A. Okay, put it all together for you. Alright, and as far as the second guitar, this guitar you're just want to dump on the fuzz, distortion, dump on some echo, some reverb, just get it real wet, okay? I want that just echoed out, trippy tone. Okay, and this kicks off. It's just kind of doing some like accent notes in the background. And it's going to do a 3 on the D, and then we do 1 on the high E here, a couple times, to 3 on the high E. Right, just once. Okay, and then we can come up here. We do 4 on the B, 4 on the E, once again, to 6 on the E. Okay, back to that 3 on the D, 1, 1 on the E, to 3 on the E. Okay, then we go 1 on the A. Okay, to 1 on the B. 3 on the G. Back to 1 on the B. So put it all together here. Alright, and then there's a second section to the intro here where it kind of starts to sound like it's the verse pattern, but not quite yet. And this here, for the first guitar, pretty much 90% of the chords in this song, they're going to be a suspended second chord. Okay, and this is going to kick off with a E flat suspended 2, so just bar the first for the low D and the A, and then we put a 3 on the high D, or regular D. Okay, so we get that suspended second there. And basically we're just 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then one more, and then the measure repeats. And then, and once you get that strumming of each measure down, it's pretty much every measure is strummed that same way. Okay, so once again here at the E flat suspended second. Okay, up to 4. So 4 and 4, and then 6 on the D. Same strumming. Okay, and back to that E flat suspended 2. Okay, and then we bring it all the way up to the 9. And that'd be a B suspended 2. From that point, it would go back and repeat that first intro section. Okay, so once we get through that first intro section again, and then we go through the second intro section once more, then it kind of adds just one more note or a couple more chords to transition into the verse. Okay, so we'd be coming off of that B suspended 2 from the second intro part. Okay, and then so from here we're going to add 2 frets down, A flat suspended 2. Okay, right there at the 6 with the 8th fret on the D. Okay, and then it goes into the F suspended 2, which is basically what the verse starts on, but we're going to add kind of a previous couple measures for it. Okay, and then boom, into the verse. Okay, so once again, coming off of that B suspended 2 from the second intro part. Okay, and then we're into the A flat suspended to the F. Boom, into the verse. Alright, and as far as what the second guitar is doing for that second intro section, I'm pretty sure he's using a slide, so you can throw that on, but if you're not comfortable with the slide, you could just do it without it, no big deal. But I think it really gets closer to the sound if you use the slide. And basically it's pretty simple. We're just doing 3rd fret here on the D and the G string. Okay. And you're going to slide that 3 up to 8. Just hold it there, give it tremolo. Okay. Go through the second measure on that, and just at the end of it, go 8 to 11. And then we go back to 8. just like the first guitar did, we get to that point, and then the whole intro from the very first part of the intro repeats. Okay, so then we go all through that again, and then once we get past that second intro part that we just went through here, it's going to add that other chord that's going to lead into the verse. Okay, and for that, the second guitar just goes from that 4 that we left off of to 1 on the D and G. Intricate, okay, so a lot of layered, intricate sections going on here. Alright, and once the verse kicks in here with the vocal, like I said, we're going to be here at that F suspended second on the 3rd fret, just strumming away on that. But here we're going to do it, repeat the measure 4 times. Up to 6th fret for the A flat suspended, and just twice on this. Okay, and back to the F for just twice. Okay, and that whole thing repeats 3 times. All right, and after that section repeats 3 times, then it's just basically going to take the end of it and repeat that twice. Okay, so we're coming off of the F suspended. Then we would just do the A flat suspended to F, and then back to the A flat suspended to F. Okay. Put it all together here. Just to complicate the composition a little more, it's basically once we get through that whole verse section there, it's going to repeat, but we just do that first section once and then go right into the repeating of the end part just once. Okay, so it would be this here. For what the second guitar is doing for the verse, it's pretty basic. Just as long as you know when the chord changes are between the F sharp suspended and the A flat suspended, you just do this same pattern depending on which chord is being played. So anytime it's the F suspended, we're going to be up here, and again using the slide. And like I said, if the slide gets too complicated for you, just take it off. You don't need to use it. But I like to use it because it adds a little more flavor to it. Okay, so we come up here, and it's going to be a little tricky where it's going to be 10 and 10 on the D and G, but we're also going to want to, with our pointer finger, hit the 8 on the B. Okay. just like that, where we do 10 to 10 to 8, and then back from the 10 to 10. You don't have to lock it down exactly. I mean, you can just pick through it pretty lightly, however you like. Anytime the first guitar was on that F suspended 2, and then whenever they switch to the A flat suspended, we just bring that up 3 frets to the 13 on the D and G and the 11 on the B. Just kind of pick through it like that as well. Right. And then back to the F. Some of that slide vibrato and all that. Alright, and there's an interlude section here where stuff just gets kind of crazy, and as far as the second guitar is concerned, on the first guitar, pretty basic. We're just kind of, we don't do so much of the suspended, but we just take that ring off, you know, and we're just doing more just power chord style, so just barring the 3. And the first guitar, you know, gets on some fuzz on this one, gets distorted too. And it's pretty basic. It's just hitting the 8th note, strumming, just. Okay, pretty basic on that. And basically it just does 4 measures worth of that. Okay, and then it brings it all the way up here to this super high octave voicing of it. So we just bring it all the way up to 15. Okay, 4 measures of that too. And the second guitar for this section, it's basically just going bonkers. I mean, dump on all the effects you want, and then just get crazy, make as much noise as you want with the slide, all that. Not really going to try to like figure out every little thing he's doing there, because there's just so much noise and effects going on. So all you got to do is just be super noisy right there for the second guitar. Okay, so that'll repeat twice for the first guitar, and then of course it's going to switch it up just a little bit to make it complicated. And so what's going to be different is it's just going to hang on this 3 right here, that F chord, for you're going to do that basically 12 measures worth. Now I won't do the whole thing for you, but 12 measures worth of that, and then it comes up back up to that 15. But once we do that 15 on this time, we're going to want to just get real crazy with it by giving it just some like super hard tremolo and slowly bending it as we're going on with it. So okay, just real grungy, weird, noisy stuff going on there. Okay, and once the interlude section, that part is done, it kind of drops back into more of a more mellow section, and the first guitar goes back to those suspended chords, and we're just doing that F suspended too. Okay. And we're just gonna, initially we're just gonna do a couple measures worth of that. Okay. But then it's gonna add this new part where we're hitting that. Okay, 4 measures worth. But then he brings it up here, and we do the A flat at the 6, and the 8 on the D. Okay. From there, twice, and then up to 8. Okay, new chord here, so we go 8, 8, and then 10 on the D. Twice on that. Sunday by Sonic Youth. Really cool, chill song. Got a lot of interesting composition to it. And two different guitar parts. One that's pretty basic, just chords, and the other one that's like some fun, trippy, slide with all the effects on it. So thanks for checking it out. Do me a favor, share it, like it, hit the subscription button, that'd be cool. Check out the links in the description for tab books and gear and all that cool stuff. All right, see you next Sunday.